we got something completely new to look at today. As you know, I normally do BRIO reviews, and with the exception of a couple Thomas products, I've been I've always kind of kept it to BRIO reviews, except for a few one-offs. But here we have a piece of rolling stock, piece of freight from Bigjigs. I have never had a Bigjigs product. All of my rolling stock, I think, is BRIO. I have a couple non-BRIO locomotives, but I thought we'd check this out. This cost, I bought it, what did I buy it the other day? This was $8.99. I bought it at a kind of a specialty toy store, so my guess is you can probably find it a little cheaper online. I'll put an Amazon link in the description, and I thought we'd open this up and check it out and see just does it work with my other all my other trains? Does it work with my BRIO products, etc.? Let's take a look. I'm excited. Yeah! Okay, something I'm very impressed with right off the bat. It actually comes with a piece of track. I'll move our container car, and we'll come back to that in a second. It comes with this piece of track. How cool is that? And it's like if you got a siding or a rail yard or something like that, and this is kind of just where the trains stop, and you get a piece of that. It is compatible with BRIO. Again, this is a Bigjigs piece of track, but it will be compatible with your BRIO. See? That's official BRIO track right there. It fits perfectly, which is awesome. What a nice surprise. And I like it's got the striping, that sticker for the, actually that's painted on, excuse me. And it's got that nice striping, just kind of a safety look. It looks real, it looks kind of real. It's like something you'd see out in the train yard. I love that. One thing you don't see with BRIO too much anymore is selling pieces, cars and rolling stock and stuff by themselves. And I wish they'd get back to that. It's kind of like other aspects of model railroading. I can go buy a bunch of different hoppers or whatever in HO scale or box cars and G scale or whatever, and I wish they'd get back to that. I love how that striping is accented there, so it kind of, I think matches is the right word, but so this is a container car. We've got a magnet up here. If you remember, I did the video with the cargo ship, and that had a crane for lifting up stuff. There's a lot of BRIO sets that have cranes, and this will work with that. It's just a magnet, and I think that's pretty cool. It's more realistic looking to me than some of the BRIO products, and I know I keep going back and forth comparing it to BRIO, but that's most of my audience, and all of my wooden railroad experience is BRIO, so I don't really have anything else to compare it to. The finish on the paint looks pretty nice. This is a container, and I will put up a picture right now of a container on a real train, an American train, a real American train. This is really representative of that. I like that. And got a flat car or wall car on a modern train, and goes right there. Now it's got those very similar wheels to BRIO, so it should navigate all the curves just fine. Bigjigs, excuse me, which apparently is in the UK. I did not know where they were from. Good to know. All right, let's compare it to a BRIO, a similar BRIO product. I got another. I always thought of these as box cars as a little kid, but I guess they were really just container cars. This is a very old BRIO product. I don't have a modern BRIO container, I don't think, not off the top of my head. But this is an old product. This was part of my first BRIO train that I got back in the early 80s. And it's kind of the same concept. Obviously this one's very special to me, but this certainly looks really nice. Seems more real. Again, BRIO doesn't make this anymore, but if you have an older set or see something at a garage sale or something, you might see this. They made a lot of these. But yeah, I'm really liking this, and the couplers line up pretty close. I should probably put that on actual track. Now, in the hobby model train world, if you have an HO layout or something, getting the couplers to line up is very important. And with magnets, it's less important, but they connect well. That's important. That's good. I'm happy about that. We got the use another BRIO. So see it works just fine with other train products. I love that. Let's get out a locomotive and see how it does. Okay, if you've never seen this before, this is called the Mighty Gold Action Locomotive. I did a video on it maybe 4 or 5 videos back, and it's a battery-powered BRIO locomotive. And there's our container. Let's start this. So see, this Bigjigs product is working just fine on the BRIO track, no issues. It's staying coupled, no problems. Well, hey, you're causing problems. Why did you do that? Why? Maybe a little problem hit the cat, but you might remember this is the steam locomotive I did in the video just prior to this one, and we got our old BRIO container there. We got the Bigjigs new one that we just got today. Got another BRIO. And this one's not battery powered, but this works just fine. Don't need the BRIOs. It can work just fine by itself. There we go. The nice thing in the wooden train world is that pretty much all the track is compatible. There's a couple brands like Melissa and Doug. I think they have some much tighter curves, which can be a little problematic on maybe something like that. But generally, you know, it's all 1-inch wooden track, and it all works together really nicely. Well, everyone, as far as I'm concerned, this is a winner. I'm very pleasantly surprised. The quality seems good. I don't have any complaints. The paint's really nice. It looks a little more realistic. Did not expect it to come with a piece of track like that. That's very cool. I don't have any complaints, and I'm actually, I mean, you know, BRIO's still my thing, but I'm really curious to maybe get some more Bigjigs, at least some rolling stock, because BRIO just isn't putting out all the individual cars like they used to back in the day. And I'd love to make some longer trains. At some point, maybe we'll test the magnet strength on this one of these days when I make a video with a really long train. But yeah, I'm really pleasantly surprised, and I would not shy away, at least from this Bigjigs product. I don't know, do you have other non-BRIO stuff? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious what everyone else does, but yeah, I'm really liking this.